Hi guys, welcome back. I'm going to start running a declutter series. Lately I've been rummaging through my makeup collection and I've noticed there's a fair few products in there that kind of need wheedling out. So I thought, why not do them together? So if this is your thing too, hit the subscribe button, then ring the bell and you'll be notified of all the future declutter videos in the series, really. Sorry, my mind just went totally blank there. And just think, this intro is going to be on the front of every one of the declutter videos. Nice. I'm not going to delete it, I'll just keep it real. So make sure you've got a cup of tea, you've pulled up a chair and you're comfortable, because these are going to be quite long ones, I think. So with that being said, like I said, pop the kettle on, pull up a chair, I'm going to jump in the shower, and let's dive into these declutters. Welcome to part 3. I think we're on now, my declutter. Yeah, because we've done primers, setting sprays, concealers, foundations, and now we're on to powders. I've actually struggled to kind of fit all these on. This is way too much powder for one face, that I understand. I do pay for all of this with my own money. It's my passion, it's a hobby, it's what I like to do. It helps me relax and calm down and, you know, just sitting down and playing with things new. I absolutely love it. So, you know, but this is too much. There's a lot of stuff here that hasn't worked for me. There's a lot of stuff that I no longer reach for. My skin's changed, my kind of preference has changed. So I will be wheedling some of these out. I'm hoping to get rid of at least half, to be honest, because it's taken up too much room in my drawer. I will be passing these on to family and friends. From what I can gather here, there isn't anything that's really old, so there's nothing that's going to be thrown away. Sorry, I'm trying not to sneeze. So I will just be passing it on to family and friends who can actually make use of it, which would be fabulous. Right, so I'm going to start with one that I know I'm definitely going to declutter, and this is from Physicians Formula. This actually isn't a powder. Well, it is a powder, but it's a bronzer. But I picked it up in the wrong shade. Packaging's a bit... Oh, there we go, that's better. Yeah, I picked it up in the wrong shade. I thought I may be able to get it to work as a powder, but it's kind of too deep for a powder for me. But it's way too light for a bronzer. So I am going to pass this along. So there's the first one. This is the Nude by Nature. This is a loose powder and it is in the shade Translucent. I just don't reach for this. I've used it once or twice. I wasn't overly impressed. It's in a really small pot as well, which is quite difficult because I like to use a big fluffy brush with my powders. So I'm going to pass this one along. It would be great for travel, but you'd have to decant it into something bigger if you really wanted to get your brush in. Here's another one I'm going to pass along. It's the Catrice True Skin Loose Powder. What shade is this? This is also in Transparent. It says transparent on there, not translucent. This just went cakey and messy and I didn't particularly like it too much. I would like to try one of their pressed powders if they do it, but for the time being I'm going to pass that one along. I've got one that I'm keeping. It's the Kimchi Chick Puff Puff Pass. This is a set and bake powder. I do not use this to bake with. I don't bake, I'm too old to bake. It's in the shade Translucent, but this mattifies everything down. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's not cakey. It's about £25 for a pot. There's a lot in here. Does it say how many grams? I can't see how many grams it says, but oh yeah, 24 grams. That's a lot in there. It's a nice big pot. Unfortunately for my drawer, but I absolutely love it. So I'm definitely keeping that one. I have got another one that I'm passing along. This is the Rimmel Match Perfection. It is in the shade 01 Transparent. I just haven't reached for this in an absolute long time. It's just sitting there going to waste. So I am going to pass that one along. One of my favourites, this is the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores. What shade are you? You are Translucent. And there we go. You got your little puff in the bottom. And there we go. We got a mirror. Hello, there's me. Sitting here in my pyjamas post shower. I've made a nice big dent in that. I'm going to be seeing pan quite soon. This is absolutely amazing. It just leaves like a flawless kind of finish to the face, and the packaging is breaking. No, don't do it to me. Yeah, it's kind of like all shifting over and moving. It's not a cheap one, but I absolutely love it. It's kind of one of the ones I pull out if I know I'm going somewhere and I really want my makeup to last. Another one I'm passing along, this is the Colourpop No Filter Sheer Pressed Powder, and this is in the shade Light. I just don't reach for this at all. I can't really remember what I think about it. The last time I've used it, I probably have only used it once or twice, but it's, you know, it's not really anything that I'm using, so I'm passing that one along. I have got the Covergirl True Blend Powder in the shade 1, which I think it says translucent. Sorry, there's the packaging there. It's all a bit shiny. You got your little puff. I've not used this in absolutely forever. I think at least 6 months or so. So I'm passing that one along. And I think this was quite heavy on my skin as well. So yeah, hopefully a family member can get some use out of that. One I'm definitely keeping. I have been using this now for over 20 years. This one is getting battered. I have hit pan. I need to order a replacement soon, because if I remember rightly, it starts to fall apart and it becomes a bit of a struggle to kind of use. This is in the shade 005 Silky Beige. Absolutely love it. I use this under my eyes every time I do my makeup. This goes on my face for 20 years. Highly, highly recommend it. You can pick it up for sub £5 in most places. It's a no-brainer, really. Rimmel really have got a classic there. I have got the Revolution Pro. This is a pressed powder, and it's a pressed finishing powder. Now this is quite white, and it comes off very white on my skin as well, and it makes everything look too pale and not very nice. And as you can see, it's still got the Pro marking in there. I've not really used it very much just for that reason, so I am passing that one along. What have we got here? This is the e.l.f. translucent setting. It's not really a powder, I think it's a powder foundation, which I've kind of had a little go at. Sponge is still clean though. And then put it back in the drawer. So as it's something that I don't really reach for, I am going to pass that one along. I have got my Fenty Beauty Matte Pressed Powder. It's the Invisimatte in the shade Universal. Absolutely love this. It kind of reminds me of the It Cosmetics one. So I'm going to keep hold of this. I really like the packaging too. You know, it's really stylish. I'm doing really well. I've decluttered far more than I'm keeping. Love it. But I think we're going to start coming to some difficult decisions and some more favourites. Here's one that I can pass on. It's the RCMA. It's just the no colour powder. Now, I have not used this at all. I've opened it up. It went everywhere. Then I realised, oh my goodness, how am I going to use it, because I don't have an empty sifter to put it in. So I just put it back in the drawer, and that's where it's sat. So I am going to pass that along. That is a lot of powder, an awful lot of powder in that pot. So yeah, I'm not going to let it go to waste anymore. I have got the Too Faced Born This Way powder in translucent. I picked up a mini just because I wanted to see what it was like, and I think that's what I need to do more in the future, is pick up minis where I can. Try them. It's better on my wallet, and it's better on space and wastage. I'm going to pick up a full size of this. I absolutely love it. Really, really do. There's not a lot left in there at all. So I'm going to have to dig deep for that one. But yeah, I do recommend that. I have got the Kvd Vegan Beauty. I really like this one too. This is, it just says setting powder in translucent. I picked this up in my Feel Unique Beauty kit, I think. I really enjoy it. It mattifies down, but it doesn't go cakey. It doesn't, what I say, crack. Some powders make my face look like plaster, like it's going to crack and just fall off. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping hold of that one. I may pick up a full size in the future, I may not. I'll see how it goes. I'm running out of space on my little table down here. Right, I have got the Iheart Revolution. This is the coconut powder. I really like this. It smells like coconut. It says it's a baking powder, but I do not use this to bake. I just put a light dust in over the face and it sets everything down well. It doesn't go cakey, it doesn't mess with my foundation or anything, and it's very reasonably priced. And you get a lot in that pot. So I'm going to keep hold of that one. But one I am going to pass on, this is the Iheart Revolution. It's the Radiance powder. Now, I've just not reached for this, and I think I've used this 2 or 3 times. For the amount that was in the pot, I think some of it was missing, because there's just a giant pot for not a lot of product. It's kind of hard for me to show you, but it actually looks like I've used so much in it, and I haven't. So I'm going to pass it along. It's just not something I'm reaching for. I am going to keep hold of this. It's the Covergirl Clean pressed powder. It's in Creamy Neutral. I've not reached for this in quite a while, but I do want to keep it and give it a go, because I can't remember what I think about it, and I know if I pass it on now I will regret it and then have to repurchase it. So I am going to keep hold of that one. Plus I'm doing very well with the decluttering. Right, I have got the Bourjois. This is the, it says Powder de Ritz, so it's the loose setting powder. A lot of this is in French. I think this is in the shade Translucent. The fragrance in this is absolutely, oh, it's so much. If you have smelt their little pot blushes, it smells exactly the same, which smells really nice, but amplified by 100%. It's so strong. I do not like this on my face either. It's cakey, it does awful things to my foundation, and it goes a funny colour. So I'm going to pass that on and see if anybody else can get that to work. I have got my Pixie by Petra setting powder here. This is in the shade Translucent. I'm going to keep hold of this one. I used to use this to set my under eyes a while ago for a kind of a short period. As you can see, there's a nice dent in there. I think I'm going to be hitting pan on it soon, so I'm going to keep hold of it. Look at the state of that mirror, it's disgusting. And finish it off. Yeah, I don't think I'll repurchase it, but this is really good for mattifying your T-zone. It mattifies it down well. It's nice and finely milled. I quite like it. Another one I'm keeping, this is my Huda Beauty loose powder, and it is in the shade Cupcake. I absolutely love this. This is just like, sets my foundation in like concrete. If I remember rightly, does this smell like the actual foundation as well? Yes, it does. It's got that fragrance. It's not overwhelming like the Bourjois one, but if you are sensitive to fragrance, I don't think you'll get on with it. But you know, I really enjoy it. It comes in so many different shades as well. A lot of product in there. Great packaging. Yeah, I really like that one. One that I am passing along, and this is the XX Revolution loose powder in Translucent. Now, this has puff. It has a lid. Oh, there we go. And a net. And this kind of pops out every now and again. It's so finely milled. This is really dusty. Whenever I pop my brush in there, go on my face, it's like poof, I'm in a cloud. I don't particularly like, it's very drying on my skin, which I don't like. It makes my foundation look dry and not particularly nice. So I'm going to pass that one along, and there was just like a little cloud I could see. Just so going to go like powder going up. Oh, now we've got some difficult decisions, because a lot of these I really, really like. I have got here the JCat Aquasurance pressed powder. I'm going to keep hold of this one. I'm sure this is the one that Tati raves about, and whenever I've used it I've never had a problem with it. So I'm going to keep hold of that one, and it is in the shade Ivory. This one, Jeffree Star, like I said when we came across his products in the concealers, I'm not going to discuss the politics of him as a person, but he does know what he's doing with makeup, so you will see a few of his products scattered in and out these declutters. I did declutter the concealer because it was old, but I would like to repurchase it. I'm going to pass this one along. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. I love it. I love the smell of it. It's too heavy on my skin now. This is a very, very heavy powder. If you're into drag makeup, pick this up. You can bake with it to your heart's content. Yeah, this is in the shade Translucent. I think even my friend or my daughter, they are going to be fighting over this because they love his products as well. So yeah, unfortunately, but I do want to try his Luminous one, so I probably will pick that up. One I'm going to keep, this is a really tiny sample of the Charlotte Tilbury powder. Is it the Flawless Finish powder? Yeah, Flawless Finish. This is in the shade One Fair. I picked this up in my beauty kit from Feel Unique. Sorry, you can see my burn there. It's not very nice, but it's healing. I haven't tried this under my eyes yet, so I'm going to keep hold of it because this is supposed to be absolutely amazing for setting under your eyes. And I do understand that if I fall in love with this, I can pick up the number 7 version, which is a pretty good dupe. It's tiny as well. It's not going to take up any space, and I'm just going to leave it in my everyday makeup drawer to remind myself to use it. I love this powder. This is the Coty Airspun. It's so strong, that fragrance. It reminds me of older people. I'm trying to be nice. It's like an older lady's perfume from sort of like the 1950s. I love the fragrance. This is in the shade Translucent. Now, I use this quite regularly when I'm trying out new foundations. This is what I use. Well, I'll either use this or my Laura Mercier. This one, if your foundation is good, this will make it look excellent. If your foundation is absolutely awful, this will look awful. So it's a really good way to kind of wheedle out which are the good foundations. It's quite reasonably priced, but it was just difficult getting it over here. I had to pick this up on Amazon and ship it in from America just because I couldn't get it over here. I'd like to know what other items do Airspun make, like beauty wise. So if there's any viewers there in the US, could you please drop me a comment and just let me know if there are any other things from this brand that I can try. I would absolutely love to know because I really do like it, especially the fragrance. Right, this is the Soap and Glory One Heck of a Blot. I'm going to pass this on. It's in the shade Translucent. I've not used this in a long time. I've not used it very much, in all honesty. You can still see there's quite a lot of that print left there. So yeah, I'm going to let somebody else enjoy that. Right, now this is where it is difficult. We are down to the last 5. And I think I'm going to declutter one and keep the rest. Now the one that I'm going to declutter is the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. It's in the shade, it says clear, which I presume they mean translucent. Now I'm going to pass this one along just because I'm going to keep this one. This is the Halo Glow setting powder. Absolutely love it. It gives such a gorgeous kind of glow to my skin. It's really, really nice. So I'm keeping that one. And I'm just going to declutter that one just because I do not need 2 finishing powders from the same brand. Now, these 3 I'm going to keep. This is the Revolution. It's just your matte base powder in the shade P1. I really like this. This reminds me of the Rimmel Stay Matte. It's a very similar formula, in my opinion. As you can see, I've had a really good go at it there because Revolution is disappearing. So I'm going to keep hold of that one. And I picked that up for £3 on the Revolution website. So it's really, really good value. I am just going to take a glug of tea. I'm getting too excited and I'm getting out of breath. And the last 2 I'm keeping here is the Laura Mercier. This is one of my favourite all-time powders. It's in translucent. Yes, it is a pricey powder, but it is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Nothing moves with this. My skin looks flawless, absolutely gorgeous. definitely keeping that one. And then the last one is my Bare Minerals. This is another absolutely amazing powder in my view. This is the original Mineral Veil. So I'm not sure if this is a foundation powder or a setting powder, but I just lightly go over my foundation. It gives me extra coverage. What shade is this? It just says original Mineral Veil. There's no shade. It gives me kind of extra coverage, but my skin looks flawless. Now, this isn't a cheap powder either, but you know, if I really enjoy how it looks like, I will continue to repurchase this. Right, so I'm going to bring up what I'm decluttering. Sorry, I've got my very unattractive black plastic bin again, but you know, I recycle, so I'm reusing that from something else. So that is what I'm decluttering, and this is what I'm keeping. Now, I think I have done quite well. I'm impressed with myself, although there is a lot of powder here still. But, you know, I'm quite pleased. I'm not going to count these because they're just going to fall everywhere and I don't want to break anything. But, you know, I would say that I've done half. I will count them once I've turned the camera off as I'm putting them away, and I will drop a comment down below. I will pin one and tell you exactly how many I saved and, well, saved, how many I kept and how many I passed on. Because I did say I wanted to get rid of half. So we will see. So yeah, so thank you for joining me for part 3. Part 4 is bronzers. I've got an awful lot of bronzers. And a lot of orange ones that have got to go. So yeah, thank you for joining me again today. And I hope you'll join me again for part 4. In the meantime, lovelies, please take care. Bye bye.